Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 7th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Ugh, it was a hot one this weekend for sure, but I did get to the Maryland Chicken Wing Festival, which was fantastic. I did a few laps around the First Sunday Arts Festival yesterday, and I can't tell you how great it feels to see events starting to thrive again. And yeah, I also managed to get to one of my favorite South County places, Jesse J's, for some incredible street tacos. I went with the beef. For you old timers out here, that's the old Swamp Circle Saloon. Highly recommended if you're down south. Go to Jesse J's. Well, here we are, Monday. I suppose we should get into the news. An early morning accident in Severna Park claimed the life of a Crofton man on Saturday. It happened at about 4 a.m. when the Arundel County Police were called for a car through the fence in the 700 block of Baltimore and Annapolis Boulevard. When they arrived, they found that a Honda had left the roadway, ran through a fence, hit a parked car, pushing that car into the residence, and debris damaged two other parked cars. The driver of the car, Dane Milliker of Davis, West Virginia, was taken to shock trauma in serious condition. However, his passenger, Noah Blonder of Crofton, passed away at the scene. Both Milliker and Blonder were 21. Police are still investigating this, but the initial investigation is pointing to excessive speed. Police also say that alcohol may be involved as well, but they are waiting on toxicology reports on that. This morning, the Annapolis City Council hopes to iron out the largest budget in city's history. It will be interesting to see how that all shakes out after a marathon session. But one thing residents need to heed is to follow the instructions about how to throw out your trash. I know it sounds simple, but Director of Public Works Michael Johnson sent out a memo and said that not doing it properly is leading to rodents, insects, and a health nuisance. He said the city will begin enforcement, which will include leaving the trash and not picking it up. To me, that seems like it might attract more rodents and insects and be a more nuisance. But what do I know? Keep in mind that the city currently has a $100 per day fine for a garbage or refuse violation. To my knowledge, they haven't ever levied it, but that might be in play this year. So what do you need to do? Trash must be bagged, and the bags must be tied or secured, and then those bags must be placed in a secure container with handles and a tight-fitting lid. Cans need to be marked with your address with 3-inch high numbers or bigger. And initially, failure to follow the rules will result in your trash being left and a tag being placed on it explaining the violation, I suppose. Fines? I don't know. We'll see if they come into play. Incidentally, Johnson's memo didn't mention anything about the trash contractors and whether they'll be using any additional care when handling all these cans that residents will now need to purchase. We'll see. And in case you missed the memo, it is June and it is Pride Month. And as usual, the Anne Arundel County Public Libraries are on it. They have a full month of events, programs for teens, adults, and children, some virtual, some in person. We have a listing of them all at eyeonannapolis.net. And if you want to get some book recommendations and see some more events as they are added, aacpl.net/pride is where you need to go. Simple enough. aacpl.net/pride. Finally, I hope you caught the local business spotlight we dropped on Saturday with Jeanette Kreuzberg from Solar Day Marketing. She is a lot of fun, and that was really one of my favorite ones to do. We had such a great conversation. It flowed so naturally and anything else. Again, if you have anybody that you think might be a good match for our Saturday business spotlights, please let me know. Coming up this Saturday, we do talk with Lisa Consiglio Ryan, or Consiglio, because it's Italian, the owner of Rasa Juice Shop on Maryland Avenue, a very cool shop, if I might say so myself. So you want to make sure you check that out on Saturday when that drops at noon. All right, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to the sponsor for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville, and to the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and also to Rehab to Perform, who will be opening up at 1750 Forest Drive in about a week or so. You want to check them out. Alrighty, it is Monday, so we have Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report, back from a few Mondays off. And always we have George Young standing by from DCMDVA Weather with your locally forecast weather. George, Ann, and all the rest are coming up in just about 60 seconds. But first, here's Rick Peters.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's are wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, June 7th. The weekend was a great one for the Annapolis region, especially after last weekend's chilly conditions. And while it will stay fairly warm most of this week, the real theme of the week ahead will be daily chances for rain. Look for highs today again around 90 degrees with a small chance of some scattered PM showers and storms to be followed by more mid to upper 80s or lower 90s through Thursday with a greater likelihood of some rain each day before temps cool into the upper 70s to low 80s Friday through Sunday, with a chance of additional showers and storms each day as we move toward the middle of June and get that much closer to the start of summer break for kids across the region. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
I've always loved being a realtor because to me, it's more than a job. It's something that gives me an incredible sense of helping others. And this year in particular, when so many people we've helped had to move rather than wanted to move, it gave me an even greater sense of purpose. Whatever the reason for someone's move, from a career relocation to simply needing to downsize, it has truly been super rewarding and a privilege to be able to assist our clients through all the steps of their journeys. Though it hasn't always been easy, we've learned new ways of navigating the home buying and selling process. So whether you need to say goodbye to your current home or are looking for a new house to start the next chapter of your life in, the Kristi Neidhardt Team is here to work with you and for you, because truly we are all in this together.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. We saw some good economic news last week as the private payroll report showed almost 1 million new jobs were filled in May. Economists expect the unemployment rate to fall below 6% as a result. While this is still well above pre-pandemic levels, we are seeing consistent improvements. The Federal Reserve Bank also announced that, due to improving economic conditions, they would sell their portfolio of corporate bonds and bond exchange-traded funds. Manufacturing surveys also pointed to strong global growth. Perversely, the markets dropped slightly in response to all of this good news, which makes many of us scratch our heads and wonder what is going on. It's important to remember that the markets are generally very efficient in the long run. A company's success and its stock price is determined by whether or not people buy its products. In the short run, markets are as rational as the average human, or not very rational at all. Some of this is intentional, as professional money managers look to exploit short-term fluctuations. The sale of the Fed's corporate bond portfolio is a great example. Looking to backstop the bond market during the brunt of the pandemic shutdown, the Fed purchased a small amount of corporate bonds. It really wasn't the amount they purchased. It was the implicit message behind the purchase that the Fed was not going to allow the market to collapse. Selling that portfolio now is a signal that the economy is doing well. But even that small amount of bonds hitting the market will cause price fluctuations. Think about a bakery that has extra bread. They have increased supply and the same demand, so prices drop temporarily, like the stickers you may see at the grocery store reading, "Oops, we baked too much." In the long run, the bonds are worth the same amount, but the price will temporarily drop because there are more available for purchase. How do you translate that to your own investments? Generally, you don't. Figure out what your goals are and design a plan to get there. Use professional money managers, the folks who are doing nothing with their day but taking advantage of these short-term irrational moves, and stay the course. A well-diversified portfolio that is aligned with your goals is not sexy or exciting, but it gets the job done. If you want sexy and exciting, head over to A La Mode Intimates and pick up some new lingerie. If you want to protect your family, send your kids to college, and retire at some point, tune out the noise and take a long-term view. Your action to take this week is to get a small notebook, and for the next week, write down everything you spend. Food, bills, parking meters, the snack machine at work if you're back in the office. Every time you pay for something, regardless of how you do it, card, cash, electronic bill pay, write it down. And you can always find more financial information and resources on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com and on our Facebook page. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. Covington Alsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical. There's no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged. They may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in the show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial advisor or tax advisor prior to investing. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with Covington Alsina.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.